Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today I want to talk about something societies rarely measure directly, but that influences almost everything we do. Collective emotion. Governments track economic indicators like inflation, unemployment, and market trends in real time. But we have almost no system for understanding the emotional state of populations as it changes. Fear, anger, anxiety, hope, and optimism shape elections, markets, protests, and everyday behavior. Yet we often only notice these emotional shifts after they've already escalated into crises. That gap is what led me to explore an idea I call the Mood Atlas, a look into international emotion. But before we jump into that, we need to understand the problem. Right now, our ability to understand collective emotion is extremely limited. We do have tools, but they're fragmented. Surveys can measure how people feel, but they are slow and often reported weeks or months later. Social media analysis can operate in real time, but it is often distorted by bots, media cycles, and viral trends. Another issue is representation. Digital data can underrepresent people who are offline or part of vulnerable populations. At the same time, national averages hide important differences between regions, communities, and demographic groups. Because of these limitations, societies often lack a clear real-time picture of rising emotional stress. Why this matters. When emotional trends go unnoticed, the consequences can be serious. Rising anger and anxiety can contribute to social unrest. Sudden waves of fear can lead to panic behavior during disasters. Growing hopelessness can deepen mental health crises. In many cases, these emotional shifts build gradually before reaching a tipping point. But without systems to track them, societies are often reactive rather than proactive. We respond to emotional crises after they happen, rather than recognizing the conditions that lead to them. My solution: the Mood Atlas. One way to approach this problem is through a system I call the Mood Atlas. The Mood Atlas is a predictive framework that maps collective emotional volatility across populations. Instead of focusing only on individual emotion, it looks at patterns emerging across communities and environments. You can think of it as a weather map for human emotion. Just as meteorologists track atmospheric conditions to predict storms, the Mood Atlas tracks emotional signals to understand how collective feelings are changing. How it works. The system operates on two main layers: mood and tension. Mood reflects the current emotional state of a population based on surveys. Tension focuses on change, using historical patterns and real-time signals to identify where emotional instability may be increasing. Here it is, right here. Both are visualized on a color-coded global map, allowing patterns to emerge across regions. To build a working prototype of this idea, I developed the initial structure myself. After encountering some technical issues, I used emergent AI to help refine the underlying code and improve the system's functionality. The data itself draws from multiple sources, including surveys, social media sentiment, search trends, economic indicators, environmental events, and other behavioral signals in 4,596 total regions. By analyzing these signals together, the system estimates the emotional climate of different regions in near real time. More importantly, it identifies rising emotional volatility, situations where fear, anxiety, or anger are increasing rapidly and may lead to destabilizing outcomes. In that sense, the Mood Atlas functions as an early warning system for emotional crises. Challenges. Of course, a system like this raises important challenges. Large-scale emotional monitoring would require strong ethical frameworks. Issues like privacy, data bias, and responsible governance would need to be carefully addressed. Any system designed to measure collective emotion must prioritize transparency and protect individual rights. Working on this idea changed how I think about emotions. I used to think of emotions mostly as personal experiences that exist within individuals. But the more I explored this concept, the more I realized that emotions can behave like collective systems. They move through communities, react to events, and influence the behavior of large groups of people. Understanding those patterns could help societies respond earlier to emotional stress before it escalates into crises. Conclusion. The Mood Atlas represents a different way of thinking about how societies understand themselves. Just as weather systems help us prepare for storms in the atmosphere, emotional forecasting can help communities prepare for emotional storms in society. Mapping the emotional climate of humanity could allow societies not only to react to crises, but to anticipate them and respond more thoughtfully. Thank you for your attention.